Hello? Is it just forget about it you're looking for? Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Just Forget About It. This is episode 13, and this episode will be called Purposeful Isolation. So if y'all been gearing up, not when the microphone is about to fall off. Okay. Hold on, baby. Hold on.
Hold on. Just hold on. Let me fix this microphone.
What I tell you, tonight has been the challenge of challenges. Spiritual warfare. They said, you called us by name. We gonna make you feel it. All right. Purposeful isolation. We keeping it moving. And we're not allowing these little hiccups to stop us from talking about our spiritual enlightenment, our endeavors, our peace, our freedom. Because freedom is not free. But we're going to talk about how we going to get there. And you guys can decide to take the journey with me or not. I'm hoping that you will. Because I think everyone was born to be free. In our season of purposeful isolation, I believe our friends and our enemies both teach us valuable lessons and things about our shadow aspects or things that we still have to actively work on to gain our freedom or our spiritual liberation. And these often come out in the things in life that we're still struggling with, be it your attitude, your confidence, all of those things, again, ultimately gearing us up to get to the final level of our spiritual healing. So, how does this relate to purposeful isolation? Within reaching our higher self or making strides towards our higher self in our purposeful isolation, we have to understand that it is crucial to apply all of the lessons, all of the downloads that we have received as it pertains to our growth to real life instances. See, I think a lot of us get caught up in the motions of praising the feeling of the beginning stages of change and not doing the work to continue being successful in our purposeful isolation, which will then lead us to the promised land of our tribe members, our life's goal and purpose. And I think that that's essential in our missing fulfillment. Now, I do know, I don't believe, I know that doing that work and being crucial about what we give our energy and our time to and how we show up after we have learned our lessons and we are taking our purposeful isolation to the next level, it's good to know that we and should ask for help. Help in igniting the urgency of staying on track for our spiritual purpose and freedom. I know it sounds like repetition, but it's so simple that I believe a lot of us miss it. And that's like for real. And I feel like opposed to keeping up appearances, and I mean by appearances of telling people about your testimonies, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. But I mean getting so caught up and speaking only about the motions of the beginning stage of your spiritual ascension is a disservice. And it's not purposeful isolation, nor is it spiritual maturing. Another one would be chasing after a high-paying job that you know will ultimately make you miserable, but because it pays well, you believe that the compensation will compensate for your spiritual voids. Also, chasing fame, clout chasers. And again, these are all things to compensate for spiritual voids. Instead of doing the work, you want to show the world, hey, look, I'm successful. Hey, look, I know this person. Hey, look, I've done this. And all of those things are great if you are spiritually in tuned and you are staying spiritually in tune. And I'm not saying this from a a means of being judgmental. I'm still learning in my purposeful isolation how to have discernment. Finally learning less is more. Now, I'm a talkative subject. Y'all can see from this show. I have my moments of rambling. But in my season of purposeful isolation, I've been practicing the virtue of less being more and compartmentalizing. Now, the traditional means of compartmentalizing as it is utilized in Western civilization and in society as we know it, normally is people withholding love, loyalty, and emotions to those that they feel have committed a transgression against them or may have shown up differently from what they thought they would be. And I get that. However, as I've been downloading and becoming spiritually connected with Source, I think compartmentalizing is actually something completely different, guys. I believe compartmentalizing is really about containing your passion and your emotions as it relates to your purpose and funneling that into your results. So almost the same as turning your pain into power. Actually, it is exactly the same. I like to call it discerning acts of love to yourself. And of course, we have to know, with honoring our spiritual calling, intuition, our rise to freedom, don't forget, please don't forget, and try to recognize monitoring spirits. Remember, if you watched episode 12, Count It Out, when I made reference to spiritual warfare.
That's it right there.
The monitoring spirits will pull you back from where you work so hard to come from. Now, the definition of a monitoring spirit would be an evil spirit or demonic entity that monitors someone's behavior for the purpose of inflicting hurt or pain. To be honest, I feel a lot of people are being used for these purposes, monitoring spirits, and they are not even aware of it. Anyone and anything could be used as a monitoring spirit when we are on our spiritual ascension and we are making strides on the positive end. And it's normally people that we least expect. It doesn't necessarily have to be people that you always trust, but it's people that you never thought previously were a threat or even, was problematic to you in your journey. So, and these spirits will always have little to nothing to say about your strides for the positive, your strides towards your light, your strides towards your freedom. But as soon as there's an option for them to come in, when you're having a moment of vulnerability, having a moment of emotional upheaval,
front and center.
Front and center.
Front and center.
Front and center, baby.
I had to say it 7 times just so you guys can understand that they are in the front of all of your grievances when you are healing. And it could be just a simple remark that triggers you to no end. So we have to understand and know that when we are met with these monitoring spirits, we have to choose to feed our souls instead. It's easier said than done. It sounds better than actually doing it. And it is so hard because a lot of the provocation that we will receive on our spiritual ascension will look like disrespect. And what do we do when we feel disrespected? We stand up for ourselves. We stand 10 toes down. Sometimes it pays to take a step back and collect all of the facts, not feelings, all of the facts. Because a wise man once said, never argue with fools, because people from a distance can't tell who is who. And for a long time, I said it and I liked the motion of what it could mean, but I don't think it really landed. And I'm hoping that it's landing for y'all during this episode discussion, Purposeful Isolation. Just Forget About It, episode 13, because we are in spring. Come April 1st, or come today, we are in quarter 2 of the 2024 year. What are we doing to stay on track for our goal? And how are we staying on track? Remember to stay upright, keep fighting the good fight. And until next time, guys, J Fat out.